1 quarter, 2 series. 2 series. And you know what? I'm probably going to get in trouble or reprimanded or whatever they want to do. That's what it is. That's as unfair a football game as I've ever been a part of. A couple of those penalties were, if they call it both ways, it's fine. They weren't. And I don't agree with them. I don't. The one, they throw the fade over there, Kobe's rerouting the guy, he didn't hold him. He's under 5 yards, ball in the air. I mean, that's not pass interference. It is what it is. They couldn't move the ball in the 4th quarter. They couldn't run the ball. They broke a couple runs in that 3rd quarter. We over-pursued one, and then the 3rd and 1 was an assignment error. We didn't get lined up right, and they converted. I think it was only 3rd and 1. There's 3rd and short that they converted, and then we let them get down the goal line. They scored the 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter, and that's the difference between winning and losing. I mean, same thing I said last week. We're close. We've got an opportunity to build something special here on defense, and we'll find a whole lot about the character of these kids. I told them, I mean, there are no more victories. I hope every one of them in there feels like they just got stabbed in the heart, because it should hurt. If you're invested, it hurts. And we couldn't make a play in coverage in the 3rd quarter. We completed a couple out routes, the vertical, and we didn't tackle 19 the one time down there. I think he broke 2 tackles. And then they get in the end zone on a play that they ran that play probably 15 times. I think 13 of them were tackled for losses. So that right there is they were being the aggressor on that series. We brought up the defense over there in the beginning of the 4th quarter, and we challenged them. Told them, look, we can win this game if y'all will go out there and play like you did in the 1st quarter. If you're the aggressor and you're in the backfield, the rest of the 3rd quarter, every time they tried to run the ball in there, 2 tight end personnel, we freaking caused tackle for loss. We stoned them. They got the 1 3rd down on the 8, which was a holding penalty that they don't call. And luckily we were able to stop them on the next set of downs to get our offense the ball. Got the offense the ball a couple times, and we weren't able to put it through. But they did a nice job on defense on their side. I mean, they won the game. We had opportunities, 2 series. And they scored on them. So that's the difference of the game. When we fix those 2 series, we can start winning games on defense over here and help the offense to get some short fields. We didn't get any turnovers tonight. I think we had some tackle for losses and sacks, but we didn't. We had an opportunity before they kicked the field goal. We dropped an interception, and then we didn't get any balls on the ground tonight. That's a little disappointing. But I thought we played physical. I thought we were the more aggressive team, and hurts, it sucks.
What did you think about the 3rd downs? They did convert a.
I didn't see. What was the stat? What was the stat?
3rd downs. 8 of 17.
8 of 17.
They converted, I think, 3 long ones maybe.
They did. The one in the 1st half was an assignment error. We're playing 2-man. We did a great job in coverage, and we got a blitzer coming off the wrong side. Some of those are, I mean, some inexperienced guys making bad choices. They completed that one, and then the other one was a zone. Got to make them play coverage, but I don't think those were the difference in the game. The difference in the game was the 3rd quarter. Mm-hmm. We let them score 2 touchdowns, and we didn't answer them on offense, and that was the difference.
So it sounds like they didn't really show any much different looks in the 3rd quarter than the first.
No, we missed a couple tackles in coverage, and they beat us on a man coverage one time. The 2 drives were one of them. I mean, it was penalties. The penalties were the difference in those drives. They call holding. They call us for a face mask. That's going to be offsetting. They call 2 pass interferences in a row going down that sideline that leads to a touchdown. Their DBs are playing our receivers the same way, and they ain't calling it. So I guess they thought it was pass interference.
You stuck with Ashari throughout. He had 3 of the penalties, and I guess one of those you didn't like. What did you think about just how he played and just kind of, being a freshman?
I think he did fine, and he's better than the guy that's playing behind him. I think Langston came in for a couple plays actually for DeMonte. That wasn't the issue.
So you mentioned the 1 pass interference. Did you think all 3 of them were bad calls?
Well, the very first one, okay, in my opinion, and I may get in trouble, I don't know, there's no rules on that. That ball is 10 yards underthrown.
Okay.
You do not have to look back for the ball in college football. There's a lot of face guard. He didn't make contact. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did. I'll watch it tomorrow. I'll watch it tonight on the tape and see. Don't stop pass interference. It's an uncatchable ball, and he didn't make contact. The second one, Kobe turns into the receiver. He pulls Kobe and gets the call. I told the officials he was going to do it before the game because he did it at Notre Dame, and they called it on the Notre Dame game. Not pass interference. And then the one they called late on Ashari is a ticky-tack. Ashari stumbles into the guy. That ball is thrown 15 yards out of bounds. It's uncatchable. The rule is if the ball cannot be caught, unless now if they want to call 3 of those holding, then call it holding, and that's fine. Then that's the penalty. That's not pass interference. That's what they call. I disagree. And all 3 of them are big plays leading to touchdowns.
Right.
I disagree. I disagree. And if they're calling it both ways, that's fine. I don't think they were.
So on balance, given the way that you shut down the run reasonably well, would you say that was a pretty good defensive effort overall, or?
We lost. I don't think it was good. Not good enough. I thought we were the more physical team. The running yards they had were quarterback scrambles, and then they broke. I think they broke a 25-yarder in the third quarter. We have a linebacker over pursue, get out of position. Outside of that, they couldn't run the ball. They got a couple quarterback scrambles in that. I mean, they tried to get in their big personnel, and I don't think they got a first down doing that. They completed the third and 1 on that touchdown drive that we could have stopped them, and then down the goal line. So I mean, I thought we were more physical up front than they were.
When they ran 3 and outs on those 2 late possessions, and you stopped them completely, were you surprised?
No, not one bit. I challenged our kids. It wasn't what they were doing. We had a good scheme against what they were doing. We were playing aggressive, and so we were able to get off the field. I mean, we don't make those mistakes in coverage. They don't make those. They don't call those. If they can show me on tape that it's a penalty, then I'll apologize. But I mean, the way it's called,
were you surprised that Shaw called those runs?
No, no. I mean, they were doing a good enough job on defense. They weren't worried about us moving the ball. Plus, we weren't going to have any timeouts.
Yeah.
Their punter did I think the difference in the game at the end was that punt that they had when we stopped them the first time. That ball freaking went 70 yards or whatever it was, and we got the ball on the 10. Then we had to punt the ball back to them. We used our timeouts to get the ball back. I think that's the right thing to do. You run it, make us use our timeouts. Then when the offense gets it, we don't have any timeouts, so they didn't think they thought they'd be okay.
I know in a loss it's hard to find positives, but 7 tackles for loss in the first half. I mean, that might have been your best effort all year long, at least in that first half.
Against a good football team, I mean, I thought we had a good plan and they executed it, but we didn't have a good plan in the third quarter because they completed a couple balls and scored 2 touchdowns.
What about how Tyler Johnson played in his first start?
I have no idea. I do know he was pretty physical. I know he caused some disruptions. I know he had some assignment mistakes, which we're going to have to live with and until he gets better, unless somebody behind him can play better than him. It'll help if we get JJ back. Malik probably wasn't fully healthy tonight, so he spelled him a little bit, but Tyler is very disruptive and he's physical. We need to get him doing the right thing all the time. He's young, got to coach him and get him right.
You saw Love last year.
Yep.
How different was he, compared to the full out Bryce Love? Do you look?
How many yards did Bryce have?
Not many.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't run the ball inside.
Yeah.
I told our guys the key was if we're in their backfield and he has to cut before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he won't get a yard. Surprised he got 20. I was glad he played. I really wanted him to play because they needed to prove to our guys that it doesn't matter who's out there. If we can go stop anybody, we gave up 20 points. We got to give up 12 to win, and that's what we got to do.